Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has made it crystal clear that his strong opinion is that even if XRP were to be declared a security, that XRP and Ripple, the company, would thrive, would absolutely thrive. So the message is XRP wins regardless. And there are a number of reasons for this, and still, it seems crystal clear to me that XRP absolutely is not a security. And part of the reason that you're seeing a struggle here in receiving regulatory clarity is that cryptocurrencies, they're an asset unlike anything else. They don't fit into existing frameworks. For instance, there is no other asset on the planet that can go from being decentralized to centralized or vice versa. And so that issue right there, it makes it abundantly clear to me that you have to create new thoughtful regulation, which certain countries around the planet have done and are working on now. It's just the United States is a bit behind. I think that's a pretty widely accepted opinion to this point. But eventually there will be clarity, and I have hopefully reasonable confidence. I have confidence, hopefully it's reasonable, to believe that this is going to go and it's going to unfold in a fashion that when we look back, we're like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. So we shall see here. But there were multiple articles in crypto media that were writing about this topic right here, thanks to a recent interview between Anthony Pompliano, who is a Bitcoin maximalist, and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Before we go any further, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate the support. And if you know deep down in your soul that XRP is not a security, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel to join the echo chamber. There we go. That was a good echo today. Freaking racking it, man. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf, who sent me a couple of these articles. There's one from crypto media outlet You Today. There's another from Cointelegraph that he sent me, and I very much do appreciate this, my friend. And I'm going to start with this one, I think, actually. I want to do this one. Yeah, actually, I wanted to use this one from Crypto Newsflash. And it's titled, Garlinghouse, Ripple will succeed even if XRP is declared a security. In an episode of the Pomp podcast, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse spoke with Morgan Creek Digital co-founder Anthony Pompliano. Among the topics covered in the interview, Garlinghouse talked about the U.S. regulatory environment, Ripple's possible migration out of the United States, and a key issue for the company, the possibility of XRP being classified as a security. And so to be crystal clear, my position on this is that there's so many reasons, but how about this reason, that it makes no sense for XRP to be a security? If XRP were deemed to be a security of Ripple, like typically what would happen, because stuff like this has happened, if there's a business that's selling an unregistered, unlicensed security, they're forced to stop, right? You have to shut it all down. But Ripple can't shut down the XRP ledger or XRP. They have no special permissions over the ledger. So right there, to me, that's a hard break. That's a very hard break. So even if you could have had a reasonable argument about Ripple in previous years, and that's an if, I'm not saying they could, but even if you had a strong argument about XRP being more centralized, well, it sure as hell isn't today. And that goes back to what I was saying in the intro here of just the capability of cryptocurrencies to change form from centralized to decentralized and vice versa. The piece continues. In that regard, Garlinghouse highlighted the frustration that exists towards U.S. regulatory authorities over their stance on cryptocurrencies, citing a Justice Department report that attempted to unify the views of regulatory authorities. Garlinghouse said at least 7 different positions were cited, therefore demonstrating the lack of unity in their criteria. In operational terms, Ripple has about 150 potential customers in the United States who require regulatory clarity before they can begin using the company's products that leverage XRP. Therefore, Garlinghouse believes that Bitcoin and Ethereum have an unfair advantage when they were classified as commodities. Ripple's CEO believes that China is the biggest winner because the Chinese Communist Party controls these technologies. When asked if there is a possibility that China will make a 51% attack on Bitcoin's network, Garlinghouse responded, "Of course." Garlinghouse was not concerned about the possibility of XRP being classified as a security. Ripple would be able to exist if this materializes. This is because most of the payment solutions companies' customers that use XRP are outside the United States. And Garlinghouse added, quote, "It's my very strong opinion that it's very hard to look at XRP as a security. You know, if XRP were deemed a security here in the United States, we have other G20 markets that have taken a different view. I'm not aware of any market globally that thinks XRP is a security." And so one of the more recent ones was in the UK's Financial Conduct Authority, which cited that XRP is a utility token, for example. So there is clarity there. There's clarity in Japan. There seems to be a reasonable amount of clarity in Mexico, according to the CEO of Bitso. It's a cryptocurrency exchange partnered with Ripple, utilizing Ripple's on-demand liquidity, so they're a pool of liquidity. And so there is clarity on other parts of the planet, just not sufficiently in the United States, unfortunately. So in that respect, the United States, unfortunately, has fallen behind. And it's an important market. So even though, as Brad Garland has stated here, 90% roughly or more of their customers not in the United States, it still matters. But I wasn't surprised to hear that percentage. I hadn't heard that number touted before. But knowing that it's more than 90% outside the United States, it's not surprising. Like, this is a global problem that's being solved here. So anyway, the company has a pending lawsuit filed by early investors of an XRP ICO claiming losses caused by Ripple. Now, of course, I think ICO is the wrong term here. ICOs, they didn't develop until, I guess it was technically 2017. So an XRP, it never went through anything even resembling what is accepted to be the definition of an ICO today, just to be super duper clear here. But anyway, they write, therefore, they are attempting to have XRP classified as a security to obtain monetary compensation for their alleged losses. However, Garlinghouse said that if XRP is classified as a security, they could continue to operate with a license in the United States and continue to expand outside the country. So just to be clear, it's being touted as like this potential doomsday scenario if XRP is a security in the United States, and the truth is it wouldn't be. It wouldn't. And we wouldn't want that. It wouldn't be desirable, but it would not be that doomsday scenario here. And then let me go. I think that's what I wanted to cover on that one. So let me move on to this next piece now. Unrelated topic, but interesting nonetheless. It's from crypto media outlet U Today. It's titled, "Bitcoin Speculators Are Vulnerable to Shocks Like Mnuchin's Crypto Wallet Plan," says Morgan Creek Capital CEO. And so I like this guy. He's fun to follow. I've seen him in all sorts of interviews and stuff. Anyway, CEO and founder of Morgan Creek Capital Fund and Bitcoin advocate Mark Yusko has taken to Twitter to thank CNBC's anchor Brian Sullivan for a recent interview. Yusko also posted a Twitter thread regarding rumors about the U.S. Treasury's plans for cryptocurrency wallets and explained in detail how unexpected shocks like that can impact Bitcoin. In his Twitter thread, Yusko referred to the money over the Internet Protocol, or MOIP, MOIP. I don't like how that sounds. MOIP, yeah, get that off my tongue. A name similar to the Voice over the Internet Protocol, VoIP. VoIP I can handle, based on blockchain and crypto, placing it among the most important innovations of the 21st century. One of its investors is Alex Mashinsky, founder and CEO of the Celsius Network, who was one of those who invented VoIP back in the early 1990s. Bitcoin is sometimes called an early version of MOIP. Traditional financial institutions, Yusko wrote, are afraid of this technology emerging since it will eliminate any need for trusted third parties and other intermediaries when conducting transactions. Financial institutions willing to keep their business models operational and relevant try to raise barriers in the way of the adoption and implementation of innovations. They go to governments and gain their support, using their influence and regulations to slow down the inevitable adoption of new financial technologies. This has been the strategy for centuries, Yusko tweeted. And here's a quote. When threatened, incumbents always turn to influence of governments to try and slow adoption of new technology through onerous regulation, right there. And see, there's a few tweets on the screen. So I'll run through them real quick here. Traditional financial institutions are justifiably afraid of impact on their business models from this evolution of technology. Normal response to threat is to erect barriers to adoption of innovation. Then the next one, when threatened, incumbents always turn to influence of governments to try and slow adoption of new technology through onerous regulation, using antiquated regulation from an old technology regime to attempt to slow down innovation has been a losing strategy for centuries. While threat of such regulation does cause short-term consternation and fear, which have a negative impact on prices of assets related to new technology, long-term outcome does not change. Disruption occurs. Pace of disruption has accelerated with networks and decentralized systems. So it's coming regardless. I just thought it was an interesting piece, so I thought I'd share it with you. But that is it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!